Let's get started with our first news. Carlos Prates came out of UFC 322 with absolute momentum, delivering one of the most shocking moments of the night as he became the first man to knock out Leon Edwards. Prates had promised a violent finish, and he delivered with a devastating straight left hand that ended the fight instantly. The Brazilian walked into the octagon with confidence, but he walked out with something even bigger: proof that he is one of the most dangerous and explosive welterweights on the roster. The atmosphere was electric, and Prates fed off that energy as he made a massive statement to the entire division. After the fight, Prates spoke with pure adrenaline still running through his veins. He said he felt amazing and reminded everyone why he calls himself the most entertaining fighter in the welterweight division. He emphasized that fans tune in for fighters who bring action, violence, and real moments, and that's exactly what he delivers every time he competes. He then revealed that he approached Dana White right after the knockout, asking him directly, "Where's my title shot?" Prates understands the ranking system, and he knows there are fighters technically ahead of him. But as he explained, this sport is also about entertainment. The fighters who create big moments get big opportunities. And in his mind, there's no one bringing the kind of excitement he brings. Prates explained that he told Dana he's ready to get back in the cage in 30 minutes if that's what it takes to face the champion. That level of hunger, urgency, and self-belief is what separates contenders from future title challengers. According to Prates, Dana responded by saying he'd think about it because it's the champion's time, and he doesn't want to disrupt current plans. But for Prates, that isn't a reason to slow down. He said fighters are here to fight, and to him the path is simple. He wants the belt, and he wants it now. Prates continued by stressing that every time he steps into the octagon, he gives fans exactly what they pay to see. He sees himself as the spark in a division filled with talent, and he believes he's already proven he belongs at the very top. With another highlight reel knockout added to his resume, he made it clear he's not waiting quietly. He's demanding his opportunity, and after what he did to Edwards, the entire welterweight division has been put on notice. Move on to another news. Islam Makhachev added welterweight gold to his already remarkable legacy with a dominant one-sided decision win over JDM in the main event of UFC 322. From the opening round, his signature wrestling was on full display as he grounded JDM repeatedly and controlled every key moment of the fight. For 5 rounds, Islam dictated the pace, suffocated the exchanges, and neutralized JDM's striking completely. When the final horn sounded, there was no doubt about the outcome. Islam had officially entered the elite category of UFC 2-division champions, further cementing his place among the greatest fighters in the sport. This win extended his streak to 16 straight victories, tying the legendary run of Anderson Silva. And it came after defending the lightweight belt 4 times, a UFC record that showcased just how dominant he's been across multiple eras. While Islam's performance was nothing short of masterful, the disappointment surrounding JDM's showing was equally loud across the MMA world. Fans expected a competitive fight, but JDM seemed flat and unprepared for the relentless pressure Islam brought. The MMA community reacted instantly. Ilya tweeted that JDM needs an entire camp focused on wrestling, calling it a disappointing performance from a champion, and taking a jab at Islam by saying he lacks emotion in his style. Ian Machado, Gary sent his support to JDM, but criticized the preparation, calling it one of the weakest title defenses in UFC history. Dominic Cruz added that having jiu-jitsu without wrestling is like having a gun with no bullets, pointing out the complete lack of takedown offense and defense. Shavkat Rakhmonov congratulated Islam, but confidently stated that the real challenge at 170 is still him. Khamzat also posted a simple message: "Congratulations, Dagestan." Merab congratulated the new welterweight champion, calling it well-deserved. Bilal Muhammad praised Islam for achieving double champ status, saying that it's a legendary accomplishment and giving credit to Khabib and his team. Jamahal Hill tweeted that Islam broke JDM mentally. Henry Cejudo highlighted the staggering statistic of 19 minutes of control time in a 25-minute fight, calling it downright diabolical. Alan Juban admitted he was wrong in predicting JDM's success, saying that relying on jiu-jitsu, sweeps instead of pure wrestling cost him the fight. Leon Murphy pushed for Islam versus Ilya immediately, wanting it booked without delay. Max Holloway praised the card for being full of finishes and keeping fans entertained. Finally, Alexander Volkanovski reacted with competitive fire, saying he wants to face Islam at 170, expressing full confidence as he talked about giving Islam real problems. Move on to another news. After the UFC 322 main event, Dustin Poirier reacted with pure class as he stepped forward to congratulate Islam on his massive accomplishment. He explained that he hadn't originally planned on crossing paths with the new champion that night. His shuttle had just arrived, and by coincidence, he saw Islam walking by along with Khabib and the rest of the team. In that moment, Poirier felt the need to acknowledge what they had achieved. He approached them and offered sincere congratulations, showing the type of sportsmanship that has defined him throughout his career. He said he simply wanted to tell both Khabib and Islam that what they continue to accomplish is nothing short of incredible. Poirier emphasized how impressive it is for Islam to move up 15 pounds and win another world title, especially in such dominant fashion. He made it clear that this wasn't just another win. This was a statement, a moment that further solidified Islam's status as one of the most dominant fighters of this generation. Poirier acknowledged the level of preparation, discipline, and strategy that goes into performing like that at the highest level. He said it's not only Islam, but the entire team behind him, Khabib, the coaches, the training partners, everyone working together to maintain that level of excellence. What they continue to build is something special, something that doesn't come around often in the sport. He talked about how consistently Islam shows up prepared, composed, and ready for whatever challenge stands in front of him. That type of dominance, according to Poirier, deserves respect. He admitted that even though they've fought before, and even though they may one day compete again, he can't help but appreciate greatness when he sees it. He described Islam as someone who not only reaches expectations, but exceeds them, proving over and over that he belongs at the very top of the sport. Poirier also mentioned that as a fighter, it's impossible not to recognize the level of mastery that Islam has developed. Moving up divisions is never easy, especially when the opponents are bigger, stronger, and more natural at that weight. But Islam made it look smooth, controlled, and even effortless at times. To Poirier, that's the mark of a true champion. He said he has nothing but respect for a performance like that. He ended by emphasizing once more how remarkable the team's accomplishments are, saying that what Khabib and Islam continue to build is something the whole sport should acknowledge and appreciate. Move on to another news. Dana White has made it absolutely clear that Dillon Danis will never be attending a UFC event again. Following the chaotic brawl that erupted at MSG, the UFC CEO addressed the situation during the post-fight press conference and explained exactly how things spiraled out of control. He started by saying he partly blames himself for allowing Danis to stay in the building, especially after learning that Danis had been roaming around, sitting in fighter sections instead of the seat he was actually assigned. Moments before the main card began, security informed Dana that Danis was present and causing minor issues by moving around. They asked if they should remove him, but once they confirmed he had a legitimate ticket, Dana decided to let him stay in his designated seat and simply instructed security to keep an eye on him. Dana also mentioned that they told him Jorge Masvidal had threatened to confront Danis on site, which could have created even more problems. When Dana asked where Masvidal was seated, he was told they were several rows apart, so he believed the situation could be contained. In his mind, it seemed manageable as long as Danis stayed put. What Dana did not consider, he admitted, was just how charged the environment was that night. The arena was packed with supporters of Islam and his team, many of them seated in the front rows. With tensions already high and emotions running strong after major fights on the card, it was a recipe for potential conflict. As soon as the brawl erupted, Dana said he instantly understood what had happened. Even though he was on the opposite side of the arena when it broke out, he knew immediately that Danis was involved and that the situation was exactly what he hoped to avoid. The chaos escalated fast, and by the time security intervened, the damage was done. Dana expressed regret over not removing Danis earlier, saying it was a mistake to assume things wouldn't escalate with so many passionate supporters present. He emphasized that the UFC is committed to maintaining safety, control, and respect at all events, and anyone who jeopardizes that will not be welcome. Dana ended the discussion with a firm statement. Dillon Danis will never be allowed at a UFC event again. He made it clear there are lines that cannot be crossed, and causing dangerous disruptions inside the arena is one of them. According to Dana, this decision is final, and he has no intention of reconsidering it. Move on to another news. Chaos erupted at UFC 322 before the main card even began, and once again, Dillon Danis found himself in the center of a massive BR4WL. Even though Danis has never fought in the UFC, he has now managed to get into not one but two physical altercations at UFC events. Moments before the card kicked off, the Misfits MMA fighter was seen exchanging blows with members of Islam's and Khabib's team. Witnesses claim the confrontation escalated instantly, with punches being thrown in multiple directions as security rushed in to contain the situation. Former UFC fighter Khabib Nurmagomedov and Magomed, also known as John Poor, were reportedly among those directly involved in the scuffle. Security dragged individuals away as tensions rose, while UFC Chief Business Officer Hunter Campbell stepped in, attempting to restore order and calm the increasingly volatile environment. Reports then surfaced online claiming Danis had been knocked out during the exchange. A clip posted by Mike Bone circulated quickly, showing what appeared to be Danis going down as chaos unfolded around him. Whether he was fully KO'd or simply overwhelmed in the mayhem, the moment spread across social media like wildfire, fueling speculation about what had actually happened. The arena atmosphere shifted dramatically as fans realized just how serious the altercation had become. After the main event, Islam reacted to the incident during the post-fight press conference. He didn't hold back. He said that after years of trash talk directed at Dagestan, at him, and at his teammates, Danis finally faced the consequences. Islam explained that when someone spends 5 years insulting people from a distance, eventually they will have to answer for their words. According to Islam, Danis didn't answer anything when confronted. He said Danis showed up, kept talking badly about the team, and eventually the people he insulted just met him, implying that Danis simply got what he had been asking for. Islam's tone reflected both frustration and finality. He mentioned that Dana White had already made the decision to ban Danis from all future UFC events, calling it the right move. Islam added that, in his opinion, Danis should be banned from the country as well, referring to the trouble he continuously causes. He emphasized that respect matters, and when someone crosses the line repeatedly, repercussions are inevitable. The fallout from the incident only grew as the night went on, marking yet another controversial chapter in Danis's long history of conflicts outside the cage. Move on to another news. Bo Nickal delivered one of the most explosive moments of UFC 322 when he bounced back in spectacular fashion with a devastating head kick knockout over Rodolfo Vieira in a featured prelim. From the opening exchanges, Nickal looked sharp, confident, and fully in control. He outstruck Vieira throughout the fight, mixing his movement, timing, and pressure in a way that kept the former grappling champion guessing. As the second round progressed, Nickal found the perfect opening. He launched a brutal head kick that landed flush, instantly sending Vieira crashing to the canvas. The crowd erupted, social media exploded, and Nickal had officially delivered one of the most violent finishes of the night. What happened next, however, quickly became just as big of a talking point. As Nickal climbed the cage to celebrate, he flipped off the crowd, firing back at fans who had been booing and doubting him leading up to the fight. During the post-fight press conference, he opened up about the moment and explained exactly why he reacted the way he did. He admitted that he felt like he had something to prove. He said he carried a chip on his shoulder throughout fight week, fueled by the constant criticism and the feeling that people were already writing him off. Nickal said he wishes he was a better person in moments like that, but the reality is that he's fiercely competitive and emotional, especially when he's fighting in his underwear in front of millions of people. When asked if it felt good to clap back at the crowd, Nickal acknowledged that it did, but not out of anger or bitterness. He said it was simply about standing up for himself. If fans were going to mock him, doubt him, and throw negativity his way, then he felt justified giving a bit of that energy right back. He made it clear that it wasn't personal. It wasn't directed at any one individual. Instead, it was his way of expressing how he felt in the heat of the moment. He added that fighters deal with extreme pressure, intense emotion, and sky-high expectations every time they step inside the octagon. Sometimes that emotion spills out. Nickal emphasized that the gesture wasn't meant to create hostility. It was simply a raw moment of honesty, the kind that happens when adrenaline, relief, and passion collide. In the end, he stood by his reaction, saying he was just being himself, and that sometimes in a sport as intense as MMA, that honesty comes with a middle finger. Move on to another news. Islam Makhachev responds to Ilia Topuria in a way that instantly grabbed everyone's attention. After his dominant performance, Islam addressed Ilia's tweet, where Ilia called him the most boring fighter in the UFC. Islam kept his composure but made his message very clear. He said he didn't care about trash talk, and if Ilia truly wanted that fight, he would gladly accept. Islam explained that he feels no injuries, no setbacks, and no pain at all after his last fight. He said he's ready, fully prepared, and willing to take on whoever the UFC puts in front of him next. And if that man is Ilia, then he'll make it look easy. When asked directly about Ilia's comments, Islam didn't shy away. He said he saw the tweet, he heard all the noise, and he's not bothered. What matters to him is stepping into the cage and proving once again why he's considered one of the most dominant champions in MMA today. He emphasized that he's always looking for the toughest challenges, and after moving up divisions and taking big fights, he knows exactly what he's capable of. Islam said that when the time comes, Ilia will understand the difference between talking online and fighting inside the octagon. For him, it's simple. Line them up, and he'll keep beating whoever dares to stand across from him. Dana White also addressed the potential matchup between Islam and Ilia. When asked whether this fight could headline a massive event, especially something like the White House card, Dana made one thing crystal clear. It's not about America versus the world. It's about building the best possible card. He said that if Islam wants that fight, and if Ilia is truly next in line, then the UFC won't hesitate to make it happen. Dana even hinted that Islam is entering serious GOAT conversation depending on what he does in his next few fights. That level of dominance puts him in a position where he can practically choose what comes next. Dana added that Islam's presence on a historic card like the White House event is absolutely a possibility. The UFC wants the biggest fights, the biggest stars, and the most competitive matchups. If Islam continues to perform at this level, and if Ilia keeps pushing for the opportunity, the clash could become one of the most talked about fights in years. For now, Islam remains patient, confident, and ready for whoever steps up.